It fucking sucks trying to do it over here and then having to fucking switch channels just to watch shit that you want to.
I know. I still find it funny how Bubble was like, I'm gonna make a video and then like never fucking did.
I know.
Oh, I don't know what my fucking channel is anymore. Let me make it.
That's Oh, it's B Pale Crasher, and the first thing that came up, okay, is B27 Roll is a traitor from 2 years ago, if you remember that. It, I remember you talking about that. It was from the play you did, I believe. Uh. Alright.
To kill a queen.
Yeah, I remember. Don't.
everyone.
Hello, everyone. This is Drawful. 3 players, 3 drawings each. Bing, bang, boom. Let's have some fun. Okay, I'm sending a title to each of your devices. Something odd, like Sleepy Lion or Fargo. Draw a picture on your device that would have that title, and when you're done, hit send. And you'll get points for each player that can correctly guess your title. So, get to drawing.
Hey!
I have all your pictures now. These are interesting. Let's take a look. Now, use your device to type in what you think the title for this picture could have been. Or better yet, something you think could trick the other players into thinking it's the title. You'll get points for every player that picks your answer. All right, here are your choices. Now pick the title you think really inspired this drawing.
Hey!
Here's everybody's picks.
Hey!
Well, I thought it was obvious. I guess I was the only one. And this one. Type in your titles now.
Hey!
Here are your choices.
Hey!
All right, who picked what? Wow, everybody got that one. I guess we're gonna have to make these harder. Enter your titles now. Okay, here are your choices. And here are your picks. We should make t-shirts out of some of these. Another batch of titles are heading to your devices as I speak. Get ready to draw them. Okay, let's get to the good part.
Oh.
Put in your titles now.
Hey!
And here are your choices.
Hey!
What did everybody pick? I might try to forget any of this ever happened.
Oh.
Okay, our next drawing. Okay, here are your choices. All right, who picked what? Sure, just a couple of dollar signs can be a title. Why not?
Oh.
Enter anything that could almost make sense now.
Hey!
Here are your choices.
Hey!
And here are your picks. I don't know what to say about that one, so I won't say anything. Okay, one last batch of drawing titles headed to your devices now.
Hey!
Oh no, we lost all your drawings. Nah, I'm just kidding. I got them all. Type in a convincing title now.
Hey!
Okay, here are your choices.
Hey!
Here's everybody's picks. I'm learning so much about your weird, weird minds. Next up. And here are your choices. All right, who picked what? Well, let's not waste any more time on this one. And now this.
Hey!
Okay, here are your choices.
Hey!
What did everybody pick? I'm just glad that we all got to share this moment.
Hey!
Hey there, I'm your host, Cookie, and I'm here to add meaning to your empty lives. 3 players, like a triangle of total BS. Let's do this. This is round 1. You'll get 500 points for everyone you fool, and you'll get 1,000 for finding the truth. Select a category. Okay, here's your first question. A man in Milford, Iowa got fired from his job after he used a blank to dislodge his Twix bar from the office vending machine. Now use your device to type a lie that might fool the other players into believing it. If you can't think of anything in time, use the Lie For Me button for half the points. Do it now. Okay, here are your choices. Find the truth and touch it on your device. Okay, let's take a look. And nobody fell for this one. Time to pick a category. Okay, here's the question. Pam Anderson wrote a book of recipes with the title, How to Cook Without a Blank. Enter your lies now. Hurry up. Okay, here are your choices. Let's see what everybody selected. Step 1, throw this book out. And that means some of these didn't get picked. All right, pick a category. Okay, here's the question. In 2013, a zoo in China attempted to pass off a blank as an African lion. Type in your lies now. Hurry! Hit the Lie For Me button if you can't think of something. Okay, which one's the truth? All right, who picked what? Well, don't you feel foolish? People became suspicious when it passed on a dead gazelle in favor of a bowl of sausages. And that means this lie didn't get picked. Now it's round 2, where all point values are doubled. Let's do it. Select a category. Okay, here's the question. In October of 2013, 8 sixth graders from a New York college prep school were hospitalized after someone released blank in a classroom. Enter your lies now. Okay, here you go. Find the truth. All right, let's see what everybody picked. Most likely from being instantly dogpiled by dozens of supermodels. And look at what we have left. One single, lonely, pitiful lie. Time to pick a category. Okay, here's the question. When Charlie and the Chocolate Factory author Roald Dahl died, he was buried with snooker cues, burgundy, chocolate, pencils, and a blank. Type in your lies now. Hurry! Hit the lie for me button if you can't think of something. All right, where's the truth? Okay, what did everyone pick? Well, you guys blew it. Which left him very little room to roll over in his grave when Tim Burton's Willy Wonka movie came out. And we're done. Select a category. Okay, here's the question. You are experiencing the Mariko Aoki phenomenon when you have the urge to poop while blank. Enter your lies now. Hurry up! Use a suggestion if you can't think of anything. Okay, here you go. Find the truth. Let's see what everybody selected. And you're experiencing the young Cookie Masterson phenomenon when you actually do it in the reference section. And that means this lie didn't get picked. It's time for the final fibbage. Just one final question, and it's worth triple. Good luck. Okay, here is your final fibbage question. What Dr. Edgar Parker legally changed his name to in order to help his dental practice? Type in your lies now. Hurry, hit the lie for me button if you can't think of something. Okay, which one's the truth? All right, who picked what? He drove Dr. Hertz like a bitch right out of business. And nobody fell for this one.
Guten Tag, and welcome to Lie Swatter, the massive true or false trivia game. We can accommodate a huge number of players in a game. The number logo only goes to 99, but if you can somehow get more than that, it'll still work. All right then, before we get started, don't forget, new players can go to this website and enter this room code to join the game at any time. Let's go! You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from these fact categories. Alpacas are fertile for 2 weeks after dying. Use your device to pick whether you think the fact is true or a lie. Dublin is the leading producer of tiny green bowler hats in the world. Hitler was a world-class shuffleboard player. The founder of the Nobel Prize also invented dynamite. Bedbugs can live in your mattress for a year without feeding. Ben & Jerry's briefly had a flavor called Tiger Blood. Spam's official slogan is a liverwurst for the next generation. And here's where everyone stands at the end of round one. Here are your new fact categories. The groundhog in the film Groundhog Day was actually a dequilled porcupine. During the Spanish Inquisition, liars would get their pants set on fire. Seven Up's name is a reference to the seven deadly sins. Japan voted instant noodles as their top invention of the 20th century. Charles Darwin threw penguins off of cliffs to see if they could fly. Female koalas have two vaginas. Five candidates named Batman were on Brazilian ballots for the 2012 election. Here are your scores. For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is common products. Find the truths and lies among these common product facts. Root beer was originally sold as mouthwash. Bubble wrap used to be sold as bed sheets for babies. Play-Doh was originally used as wallpaper cleaner. WD-40 was originally used to protect nuclear missiles. ShamWow towels were originally used exclusively by the adult film industry? Ugg boots were originally part of the Australian Army's uniform. Lysol used to be sold as a douche. Let's see the final scores.
Startup game has been activated. We're set.
Okay, everybody, if you're not sure what to do right now, maybe just fiddle with some knobs, try to look busy.
We are on.
Cookie, that first breathalyzer was inconclusive. You're gonna have to take another one.
Okay, listen to me. I'm gonna need a jug of beet juice, some WD-40, and a bag of peat moss. Stat.
If we could clear all of the children from the set, we're about ready to start. Clear all the children.
Not all the people in this office have watched it. Do you understand what I'm saying? They have not all watched
That's fine.
it.
I understand Jeffrey died. I don't want to alarm anyone, but in the hallway there's a dog running on two legs. He's on two legs and he's running down the hallway. So if everyone could just get under their desks, we'll be fine.
Hey kids, are your parents out of the room? Yeah! Good, because I want to talk to you about candyforgold.com.
This is You Don't Know Jack 2015. I'm your host, Cookie Masterson. And hey, wipe that smile off your face. This is serious. Okay, just kidding. There will be farts and stuff. Remember, it's not fair for two of you to gang up on the other player. Or at least, don't be obvious about it. There are your screws to get you started. You can force another player to answer immediately by hitting your screw button. If they miss it, you win extra bonus dollars. And our wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
The San Francisco Otter Choir. Free concerts every Wednesday, except for mating season.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. All right, let's move.
Get ready, time for question 1.
First question, Bootyful. Let's analyze one of Kim Kardashian's body parts. About what percentage of Kim Kardashian's brain is just made up of water? 10%, 40%, 80%, or 100%? Players 1 and 3, this is gonna hurt. Player 2, Kim Kardashian's brain, and everybody else's brain for that matter, is made up of about 80% water. But that other 20% is just so round and firm, I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh, Mama gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Say it so.
Next, his acting is alright. So, you know how they called Matthew McConaughey's resurgence as an actor his McConaissance? Well, If Matthew McConaughey is currently experiencing a McConaissance, then what period of his life just ended? The McCona Dark Ages, the McCona Industrial Age, the McCona Middle Ages, or the McCona Enlightenment Age? Player 2. Players 1, 2, and 3. Well, I've seen worse. No, I'll get this. The Renaissance first occurred in Italy in the late 14th century, immediately following the Middle Ages. So the Meconaissance would follow the Mecona Middle Ages. Which is funny because most Renaissance sculptures also need to put on a damn shirt.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Here we have, brought to you by the letter U-nibrow.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
And if you get this one right, I'll rustle up some extra moolah for you. Arrange these Sesame Street characters in order of fewest to most eyebrows. Bert, Ernie, the Count. Ernie, Bert, the Count. Bert, Ernie, the Count. The Count, Bert, Ernie, or Ernie, the Count, Bert. Player 1, who do you want to screw? Player 2, you've been screwed. You got 5 seconds. Uh-oh, that's not good. Player 1, your screw worked out. Don't stop there. Get some more cash. Players 1 and 3, the Count would be so disappointed. Here's what a right answer looks like. Ernie has no eyebrows at all, Bert has one long single eyebrow, and the Count has two eyebrows! And yet, none of them have ever blinked. Up next, Duck, Duck, Swan? Say the cast of Duck Dynasty attends a performance of Swan Lake and thinks there are real waterfowl on stage. In their confusion, which character would they most likely shoot? Player 3, who gets your screw? The screw is in you, Player 2. 5 seconds to make a choice. Damn, that time just flew by. Mighty fine screwing, Player 3. Let's see if you can make this really hurt. Player 1. Player 3. Odette is a princess who has been turned into a swan, so the Duck Dynasty crew would probably fill her full of lead. Especially if they find out she once fooled around with a lady swan in college.
5 fingers.
Coming up, the man in the backwards yellow hat, and it's a dis or dat. Player 1. You could use a lift. This one's got your name all over it. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one, you tell me if it's an alleged antic by pop star Justin Bieber, or an antic by the classic children's book character Curious George. If it's Justin Bieber, press the square button. If it's Curious George, press the circle button. The rest of you should still keep your eyes open. Lock in your answers before Player 1, because if Player 1 gets it wrong, everyone who got it right will split the cash. Okay, let's move. Peed in a mop bucket. Broke his leg falling from a fire escape. Arrested for falsely reporting at the house. Got high on ether. Fed a bugle to an ostrich. Went to a Brazilian brothel. You were a couple of bananas short of a bunch. I think we can all agree that it's time for that little bastard to get deported. And then it's your turn, Bieber. That about does it for round 1. And it would seem player 3 is winning. For now. Don't forget, all the questions in round 2 are worth double. And don't forget, the wrong answer of the game is still there for the taking. Okay, let's do this. It's time for Dumber and Dumberer 2. So there's Dumb and Dumber, and then there was Dumb and Dumberer, and then Dumb and Dumber 2. Makes perfect sense. Now, going back a few decades, there was The Odd Couple and The Odd Couple 2. So, if another remake of The Odd Couple used the superlative adjective, it would be called The Blank Couple. Odd, odder, oddest, or odderest. Players 1, 2, and 3. Odd is the adjective, odder is the comparative adjective, and oddest is the superlative adjective. But of course, everyone who made the original Odd Couple movies is dead, which means it's the perfect time for Rob Schneider to swoop in and revitalize the franchise.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Coming up next, let it go, let it go, let it go. At which temperature would Olaf from the movie Frozen melt and die? 30 degrees Kelvin, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius, or 30 degrees Rankine? He's a snowman. Player 3, the clock's running. Player 1, honest mistake. Player 2, Player 3, 30 degrees is below freezing in Fahrenheit and insanely below freezing in Kelvin and Rankine. But it's pretty balmy in Celsius, about the equivalent of 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And I know, blah, 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 he can magically be saved, but I'm talking about what would happen in the real world to a talking snowman.
Follow me down to the sea.
I call this one Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
First spotted in 1879. Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus. Players 1, 2, and 3. That answer has a hole in it. Allow me. Albert Einstein was first spotted in 1879, the year he was born. Probably by a midwife or something, over a century after Uranus was discovered and even longer after kangaroos and peanuts. I've heard baby Einstein cried a lot because he left behind some important equations on the uterine wall. Here's one I like to call Wine or Lose. If the Washington Redskins rebranded themselves with a non-offensive red-skinned mascot, what could they be called? The Washington Chardonnays, the Washington Malbecs, the Washington Pinot Blancs, or the Washington Rieslings? Player 2, watch that clock. Player 1.
Swing and a miss.
Player 3. I think you know it's coming. Player 2. Chardonnays, Pinot Blancs, and Rieslings are all white-skinned grapes, but the Malbec grape is red. Although to a connoisseur like myself, Malbec is very offensive. Oh yes, I do say that was quite a burn. Why not try? I want to lick and roll all night. If Kiss singer Gene Simmons' tongue grew to the average length of an adult giraffe's, how deep into a woman's mouth could he stick it when he kissed her? About 5 inches deep, about 10 inches deep, about 20 inches deep, or about 30 inches deep? Player 210's running out. Players 1, 2, and 3. An adult giraffe's tongue is on average about 18 to 20 inches long. So that's about how deep into a woman's mouth a giraffe-tongued Gene Simmons could stick it. And if Gene Simmons' neck grew to the length of an adult giraffe's, he may not even need women anymore. Welcome. Of course, who wants to hear my yapping? Oh, I'm still doing it. Sorry. Here you go. Your house is made of what? What materials are their houses made from? Good luck. Takes the win! Player 3, I don't get it. Technically you won, but it's not like you won anything. You won less than anything. I guess there's something to be said for that. Something like, you don't know Jack! I am Cookie Masterson, and I shaved my nipples for this, so let's hurry before it grows back. Like, we need to get moving now. Thanks for coming, you three. Wouldn't be a party without you. Handle those screws carefully. If you think another player is clueless, screw them and make them answer immediately. If they miss it, you win extra cash. And today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
Flavored eye drops. Why let your mouth have all the fun? Flavored eye drops.
Sniff out our sponsor's wrong answer of the game and you'll end up with a great prize and serious cash. Okay then, why wait any longer?
Get ready, time for question 1.
Right off the bat, Eat, Pray, Die. Which of these Julia Roberts characters would Jack the Ripper have been most likely to savagely murder? Erin Brockovich, Vivian Ward, Tess Ocean, or Liz Gilbert? Player 1, who's gonna get it? Player 3, you're getting screwed. You got 5 seconds. Ouch, out of time. Player 1, nicely screwed. Why not grab a few more bucks while you're at it? Okay, well, this is going to be a blast. Here's what a right answer looks like. Vivian Ward is the name of the prostitute Julia Roberts plays in Pretty Woman, and almost all of serial killer Jack the Ripper's alleged victims were female prostitutes, so he'd probably have just loved to murder her. I can see it now. He'd open the box with his knife in it, she'd reach in and he'd playfully shut it, snapping her fingers. She'd laugh, he'd laugh, and he'd kill her. This one's called If I Only Had a Brain Trust. Suppose the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz faced off against the Wicked Witch of the West in a public debate. If he wanted to use a straw man argument against her, what might he do? Attack the Wicked Witch's character rather than the issues? Misrepresent the Wicked Witch's position on the issues? Prove the Wicked Witch wrong using statistics? Player 3, where's that screw going? Player 2, you're screwed. You got 5 seconds to pick an answer. Oh man, time's up. Player 3, that turned out to be a great screw. Why not pick up a few more bucks? Players 1 and 3. A straw man argument purposefully misrepresents an opponent's position in order to strike it down. Here's how I would debate the Wicked Witch. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the 2 candidates you see here tonight is a Wicked Witch. Thank you, I yield the rest of my time.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
This one's known as Getting Naughty, and this dis or dat leg's being tied up. Player 2, you're on the bottom, so I'm gonna let you play this dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, you tell me if it's the name of a necktie knot or the name of a sex position recommended by Women's Health magazine. If it's a necktie knot, press the square button. If it's a sex position, press the circle button. Now the rest of you should listen carefully. Lock in your answers before player 2 does, and if player 2 gets it wrong, I'll split that cash among everyone who got it right. We good? Here we go. The Half Windsor. You're way out of position. My usual sex position is also the way I usually tie a tie, alone in front of a mirror. And on its way, shop till everyone drops. Say at Christmas time, every single item at your local mall sells out. According to a popular grim fairy tale, which of these stores has the best chance to be magically stocked overnight by hardworking elves? Foot Locker, Radio Shack, Victoria's Secret, or Lens Crafters? Player 2, watch the time. Player 1. In the grim fairy tale, The Elves and the Cobbler, a poor shoemaker is given some much-needed help by elves who appear in the middle of the night. And while the shoemaker made a nice profit, the elves were trampled to death on Black Friday. Player 3. I think your vision's blurred. But clear your eyes tastefully with these flavored eye drops. All those in flavor, say aye. This wrong answer of the game has earned you $4,000. Don't spend it all in one place. How about Okia Dokia? If you're driving between company headquarters, which trip should be the shortest? IKEA to Kia, Kia to Nokia, Nokia to IKEA, or IKEA, Nokia, and Kia headquarters are exactly the same distance apart. Player 2, clock's a ticking. Player 3, what were you thinking there? Player 1, Nokia is based in Finland and IKEA is based right next door in Sweden. Kia is based in South Korea. Whether it's phones, furniture, or cars, if it's got Kia in the name, you know it's gonna be cheap. I mean inexpensive. Inexpensive! That's the end of a thrilling first round, and player 1 is ahead. But there's more trivia to come. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. And don't be afraid to use those screws. I didn't hand them out for my health. Take a good look at... Muscle milk was a bad choice. Say the news team from the Anchorman films decides to run a relay race against a rival news team. If Ron Burgundy is his team's anchor, when will he run? Before Brick, Brian, and Champ? After Brick and Brian, but before Champ? Before Brian and Champ, but after Brick? Or after Brick, Brian, and Champ? Time is short. Player 1, whammy! Why didn't you pick this? In a relay race, the anchor, usually the fastest runner, goes last. And they would probably promote the race so incessantly that by the time it actually took place, you wouldn't be that interested in seeing it anymore.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Open wide for... Guess who's Dak? Dak again. You know, I'm not an optimist, but I have to say, I feel like things have been going pretty well with the game so far.
Son, Daddy forgot about me.
Oh no, my old ventriloquist puppet, Billy O'Brien.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
Billy, the whole creative team here decided to not include you in this game because you're too much of a troublemaker.
Troublemaker? Me? No, I just got back from traveling the world, studying all the profound teachings of titular world spiritual leaders. For instance, which titular religious group was founded by someone with the last name of Smith? Protestants, Episcopalians, Presbyterians, or Nornuns?
Watch your clock. Player 3? Really? Next time, try this. The Mormon religion was founded in the 1800s by Joseph Smith.
In America.
So, which was your favorite religion you studied?
Well, I particularly like the ones that treats about reincarnation. Someday, I hope to come back as a beautiful coffee table.
Follow me down to the sea.
Try this on for size. Orcas 11. Say I wanted to go around freeing the killer whales from every SeaWorld location in the world. How many separate rescue missions would I need to go on? 3 rescue missions, 4 rescue missions, 5 rescue missions, or 6 rescue missions? Time's running out. Player 1. Did you pick this on purpose? Now pay attention. There are 3 SeaWorlds, one in San Diego, one in San Antonio, and one in Orlando. So you would need to go on 3 separate rescue missions. Well, that sounds like a lot of traveling. Maybe I'll just pay that kid from Free Willy to do it. Something tells me he could use the cash. May I introduce Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus?
Kangaroo, peanuts.
The name of Jeff Dunham's purple-skinned puppet. Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus? Player 2, watch the time. Players 1 and 3, his name is Peanut. I have to admit, people who talk through ventriloquist puppets kind of creep me out.
That you talk through me.
Quiet, Billy. Stop trying to get me to kill people.
Whoa, now you're creeping me out, man.
Take a stab at the midnight run to the bathroom. According to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, how would Paul Revere secretly signal to you that he has to pee in the sea? I have to do a number 1 in a 1. I have to do a number 1 in a 2. I have to do a number 1 in a 3. Or, I have to do a number 2 in a 1. Time's a-wasting. Player 1. According to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's poem, Paul Revere's Ride, Paul's signal for the British was 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. And as we all know, a number 1 is a P. And Americans would have known about the British sooner if he hadn't stopped for a number 4. You don't even want to know what that is. Step right up to the jack. Ah, you already know the rules. Off you go. This plus this equals that. What new thing do these combine to make? Good luck. Player 1's got it! Player 1, you really taught those other two a lesson today, didn't you? Now, if you could just explain what they're doing hanging out with you, I'd be really impressed. In the meantime, keep telling yourself, you know